Hello, it's Day here. A note to all uh, Twilight haters and Twilight lovers. Okay, know one thing. I do not like Twilight. I think it's ridiculous concept. The whole premise is stupid. Bella is emo, blah blah blah. Okay, whiny bitch. We don't like her. Okay, I don't like that. I think the writing is terrible too. And the movie was awful. It was terrible. It was so bad. The soundtrack was good. The soundtrack was really good. Um, but the movie itself was indeed quite horrible. And me and my friend actually decided that Kristen Stewart has a rather mannish voice. And I thought that Robert Pattinson's good looks would overcome everything else that was bad in that movie and the entire premise of the film. Unfortunately, that was not the case, and I paid $10.50 for something really bad, and it gets worse and worse every time I think about it. So I'm not gonna think about it anymore. Anyways, however, that being said, I do not judge either Robert Pattinson or Kristen Stewart or her rather mannish voice. Um, and um, yeah, I actually really like Robert Pattinson. Ever since I saw him in as Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter, I just was like, I love you. You're so cute. And the accent, I love the Brits. I love the British boys. And there's yeah. So, but I really didn't like him as Edward. He was too pale, and his lips were weird, and his eyebrows were weird, and his hair was actually his hair was okay, and his sunglasses were pretty boss. But like, yeah, was not loving on that movie. Yeah, and I usually think that Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson make a really bizarre pairing, just because they're like so. I don't know. It just seems like a little weird sometimes. But if it's, if I see it, role played and like in an interesting way, I'm usually okay with that. Um, or if I read it, obviously. Anyways, but yeah, my thing, I used to hate Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart used as playbys on roleplay sites, like hardcore hatred, just because I'd be like, oh, why can't people think of anything more original or creative or blah blah blah, it's so stupid, and um, and then I started loving on the British characters that I've made, and it just sort of progressed into like I played a Robert Pattinson. I just like it was like it's like a disease or something, and I was infected, and I was like, I want to play him. Like I played a Kristen Stewart like once, and it was on this like weird X-Men Mutants site, and there was like obviously no Robert Pattinson canon or anything, which was good because like I didn't want awkward. That would have been weird. She had an interesting little power of bringing people back from the dead, and but yeah, so I just like really, I'm kind of in love with playing Robert Pattinson just because he's such a flexible sort of character. Like his face is sort of adaptable for any kind of character. Like I played him in a couple different ways. Like the other way I played him was like this emo, grumbly janitor at a jail in Australia. That was fun. And then now, I mean, he's a lot nicer on Otra, or at least the one that I'm typing. I'm not actually officially done with the application, though. Maybe by the time that I'm finished, maybe by the time that I post this vidcast, I'll be finished with this application and maybe accepted. Um, but yeah, I uh, I I do love some Arpads, some Spunk Ransom. He's good, and I don't care about the whole Kristen Stewart like Twilight thing. I really don't. I like Camilla Bell and Arpats, or Nikki Reed and Arpats, depending on who the character is. Though I think for Caleb, it suits him that you know there's the whole Miriam, Kristen Stewart thing. But, like, when I play him as Grumbly, I like a stronger sort of, like, cracking the whip kind of woman. Kristen Stewart doesn't usually fit that description. Sorry, thirsty. Okay. And, so, it's just, like, a matter of preference, I guess. Or, like, how it's written and whatnot. What else? I was gonna say something. Oh, yeah. Just to go with that, I mean, like, it's just like, don't hate. I was guilty of this, but, like, don't hate just because someone was in a certain movie or is, like, that you don't like or whatever. Okay, that sounds like really hypocritical coming from me, because, like, I hate a bunch, but I don't hate any of them. I just don't particularly like them. Like, I don't like when people use, like, that's the thing. It's like, here's the thing. You can play whoever you want, use whoever you want as play by. That's really cool. As long as you're consistent, you stay with the site, you don't just grab a canon with the face claim that you want and then disappear. Like, it always feels like a race to who can get the Robert Pattinson and who can get the Kristen Stewart. Like, literally, I go to new sites and I look at the canon list, and the Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart are either both filled in or they're on reserve and they're already registered and incomplete. But then I look back at the site in like 4 or 5 days and they're never on, ever. Like, they haven't logged in and they haven't posted and there's no actual activity. Literally, the last active Robert Pattinson that I've seen was an admin, actually. So, I mean, obviously, admins can't abandon their own sites. And same with Kristen Stewart. So, it's just kind of like, that's what I don't like. I don't like the needless canon hogging that goes on. And it's like these people go around to the same, to every site, snagging the same canons and filling out the same app, and it's just like, why would you do that if, like, there's someone else who wants to take that can, who could actually do a decent job and stick with the character and stick with the site for longer than, like, 5 days. So that's what bugs me. And it's not just like Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. There's a lot of canons. Like, I find that used to happen a lot with Rachel McAdams. And oh my God, the scene sites on the stupid Disney kids. Oh, Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez, first to go. Always on those stupid sites. And, like, I don't know who the popular scene kids are these days. I think it's like Diva Atlanta, is that her name? I can't really remember. This is like a blonde one. I don't really know a lot of the scene kids by names. I know Corey Kennedy because I actually played a Corey Kennedy once on a no application site because I wanted to know what the deal was about the no applications, and I wanted to know if it was really as cool as people made it sound. And needless to say, I joined when it was, like, already dying, so it was kind of silly. So I didn't stay very long in that. But I don't know. I sort of liked my character. Oh, shit! I have like 30 seconds left. Okay, well, I went on for a lot longer than I meant to. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's just like, this is probably stuff you'll hear in our podcasting later. Oops. Secret. Didn't mean to spill it. Anyway, it's just, yeah, canon hogging, face claims, stealing, and all that shit. Lame. Oh, and Kristen Bell. Everyone wants the Kristen Bell. Although, hopefully now that she's dead. Oops, spoiler alert, my bad. People won't want her anymore. Oh, well, anyways, okay, it's time for me to go.